Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hi guys, welcome to the next video on CMA Part 2, Section D, Risk Management. So in this video, we are going to understand the contents of your syllabus of Section D of Part 2, which is regarding the risk management. So earlier it was called risk management. Starting from September 2024 window onwards, this section has been renamed to enterprise risk management. Whether you're calling it enterprise or enterprise, depending upon the type of English that you speak, it's absolutely fine. It doesn't really matter much. So enterprise risk management or enterprise risk management. So what is this section D all about? See, it is a small section. Only one unit is there in this particular section D, and that is also for 10% of the score, not like 20-25%. It is only 10% of your score. So what are the topics covered in this? So here in this section D, we are going to understand what kind of risks are actually faced by an organization. Like for example, if you start a business, what are the different types of risks that will be there? You might have business risk or operational risk. I would call this as operational risk or business risk. It's like for example, your employees are going on a strike, or your vendor is unable to deliver you raw material on time, or else your inventory is you are out of stock of a particular product and your manufacturing process is taking more time, or there is a bad weather so you cannot produce, your logistics are having some problems so you are unable to deliver your product to your customer. So you have lot of problems that can happen in your business operations. That is a risk for you. Similarly, there might be hazard risk. Hazard risk means there could be a fire accident, there could be a flood, or there could be a cyclone, or whatever it is, natural or man-made, however it is. There could be risk due to hazards. Then there are financial risks, like you are not able to make profit, you are unable to pay your interest on time, you are unable to share dividends to your shareholders and stuff like that. Then you might have strategic risk. You are following a bad strategy, because of that you are running into losses and all that stuff. So there are different types of risks that an organization can have. So we are going to understand that. Then we are going to talk about risk identification and risk assessment. Identification means, see, once I know that there are different types of risk: legal risk, compliance risk, political risk, technological risk, and all that, internal risk, external risk, control risk, etc., etc., etc. So we need to understand how to identify the risk, and also we need to assess the risk. Assessment of the risk means, in short, girls out there, this is for you, this example is for you. If your boyfriend is bringing an Avenger, or if he is bringing a Pulsar, or if he is bringing a Shine, or Honda Shine, or what was the other one, okay, whatever, two-wheelers, basically a bike. So you have a certain level of risk of meeting with an accident. And then there are these bikes, FZS, I guess, then Duke particularly. Boys will hate me for giving this example, but Duke bike, I really feel worried, and I'm constantly afraid that the one on the back is always going, the pillion rider, there are heavy chances of them falling down if there is a sudden brake applied. Like basically they'll fly over the driver, like, because the bikes are like this, right? Something like this. So they're sitting at so high, and if imagine the bike is sudden brakes are applied, they'll fall like this, right? So what I'm trying to convey here is that there is risk involved. Whether you are going on a bike that is Avenger, or whether you are going on a bike like Duke, risk is always there. But assessment of risk, the amount of risk, the severity of the risk, the impact of that risk, calculate the risk involved, that is what is called as the assessment of risk, right? Purchasing the shares of Reliance Industries versus purchasing the shares of Sizzlon Energy, that could be an example of risk assessment. Similarly, once we assess the risk, what should we do with that? You have to mitigate the risk. Mitigate means what? Mitigate means reduce the impact. Overall impact of a risk should be as low as possible, right? So here we use a framework called as the TARA framework: transfer, accept, reduce, and what's the other one? Avoid. Transfer, accept, reduce, avoid. So you transfer your risk to somebody else, take an insurance policy. Accept the risk, don't do anything, there is nothing you can do. If you're going on a road on a bike, there is an inherent risk involved in that. You can take an insurance or just go without any insurance, that's your wish. And reduce the risk. So when it is raining, don't take your bike out, because the chances of skidding or brake fail is more, slippery road. And next one is avoid altogether. Avoid means do not even take out your bike, just because there is a chance of meeting with an accident on a bike, don't drive a bike. So if I take a business example, so how do you handle a business example? This, so transfer your risk to somebody else, take an insurance, accept the risk, do not hedge your position, and accept whatever happens, gains, enjoy, losses, don't cry, accept your risk. Reduce, so do not invest too much capital in a particular project, only invest a partial amount of the project so that your overall risk is not too high. So reduce your overall risk. And then avoid that, do not even invest in a particular project, do not sell a product if you think that is having some inherent risk involved with that. Then how do you manage your overall risk? So here we are going to use some techniques like value at risk. We are going to use ERM, enterprise risk management program or approach. Then we are going to talk about corporate governance here. All those topics will be there. Okay, internal controls, COSO framework. How do you control your risk? By having strong internal controls. So follow the COSO framework, Committee of Sponsoring Organizations. They gave you an ERM framework to follow, enterprise risk management. You can follow that to reduce your overall risk. So that, my dear friends, is your section D for 10% of your score, that is related to enterprise risk management. Let me tell you something. This is one of the most quickest sections that you can complete. It takes the least amount of time because it is purely theoretical. There are no calculations involved here except for probability, little bit calculations. That also just for you to understand the example, otherwise no need also. So this is one of the easiest sections to complete in your syllabus, in your preparation. So try to keep that in mind. Like, if you're taking too much time for section B, you will take very less time for section D. So you can balance that out. Suppose if you have last 4 days left and you have section B and D left, so keep 3 days for section B, because section D can be done in 1 day itself. So you can plan your preparation like that. Okay. Chalo. So with that, I'll end up this video. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep smiling. Take care. Bye-bye.